Hark, hark, hark.
Never sold my soul to the devil, but I can say you his. Welcome to Dante's America, where the demons live. Can you tell me the difference between the snake and the rib? We take the witches to the stake just because of Eve's beard. I got nothing to give, cause there's something to take. I plot my escape while drinking fermented grapes. The undead, the Dracula, the bat with the cape. Can't see the execution, the space where lurky smiles or sobs. Do not bungle the job, you might trouble the mob. They will have you for lunch, anybody gets touched. The prostitutes don't clutch, and the ghosts stay hutch. I move smoothly for the booty, need my gold in a plush. So welcome, hear ye, come one, come all. This the last of days, masquerading deaths at the ball. Watch a dragon soar the sky and breathe fire on all. Strive to stay alive, because the wolf don't crawl. Yes, the eagle is law, we hunt the feeble and small. I'm not speaking to y'all, this is silence and secrecy. We're writing the mystery, right story about victory. My blunt stay hickory, bitch niggas can't get with me. Not only OG, you know that shit ain't on history, nigga, fuck it. I catch a traitor's head in a bucket, I'm never trusted. My sword is never rusted, I'm plagued with the disgusted. Amazed and I love it, guns blaze at the summit. Gargoyle, who won it? Survive fights with nights to watch your eyes turn bright. Keep your rosary beats for things that bumper the night. Cause even saints face the tank for a piece of the bank. We all moving up ranks with these double-edged shanks. This is pirate and plank with song and strong drink. How long will fate take with bad success and good mistakes? We all gotta wait for the black or pearly gates. I was never early or late, the right don't debate. No, I won't hesitate. Rip his nose off his face, put his head on the plate, then I'll boil it with dates. They'll taste checkmate and then we all say grace.
Here's much Versace swagger. 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 Here's much Versace swagger.
It's typical, they critical, cause my dollars is digital. Looking like a literal miracle, with a spiritual that's cynical. Crime never minimal, keep the shine on my mineral. A divine individual, and time is my centerfold. I hold her like rose gold, even though I can't expect that back. So I continuously stack with facts and never live in fiction. That fake it till you make it shit will have you niggas wishing. My salary reality, we ain't got the same vision. Marvin and a McLaren got the same name as my digits, and so do my shoes. Everything I say displayed on the news. From state to state I move, well respected cause I reflect the rules. Diamonds connect the dots, crystal balls on my jewels. Keep a dirge in my pocket, won't be in case that I lose. Leave a handsome tip, my welcome's never abused. The police nod at me and then they let the guy move.
Here's much Versace swagger. Here's much Versace swagger. Here's much Versace swagger. Here's much Versace swagger.
Businessman, check your brands before we even shake hands. Hard hat for the plan, contract for the grands. Industries are money trees, so I cop me some land. Sacrifice for paradise, I hope the weak understands. Cause I live with no regrets and I will always collect and won't let you see me sweat the strategies of a vet. Casualties I expect, rules of engagement. When you frequent different places, read expressions of different faces and watch the movement of eyes. Never win from losing, nigga, this is spy versus spy. R.I.P. or P.I. Either do it or you don't, there ain't no attempt to try. First class above the clouds, keep your boy dragonfly. Stack high and comply, cause money's the only thing that guarantees family ties. 45, make me nervous, I don't like no surprise. Born to fully ride, keep them headless like Versace so I don't waste my time.
He has much Versace swagger. 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 He has much Versace swagger.
Yo, my bad about that. Y'all couldn't even hear me. My mic was on. Yo, like I said, this is the guy 720 here at the Money Religion, the first Monday after Valentine's Day. It was a dry ass Valentine's Day. Everybody felt it. You dig what I'm saying? Ladies have killed the whole desire that men have for you, I guess. I mean, you didn't really kill the desire. We're always going to have the biological desire, but all the emotional attachment and being emotionally unavailable, that is what the line is. But your excessive, unnecessary abuse and social defamation has definitely put males into a position of not wanting to be emotionally available, is what they were all complaining about. But as we always know, women, they act upon a thing or ask for something, and then when they get what they ask for, they act like that's not what they wanted. So, and that it brings us down to the question of why even listen. You dig what I'm saying? Was the Vegas Strip dry on Valentine's? Yes, it was. I was down there on the Vegas Strip, and I didn't see one woman carrying around anything pertaining to a gift or, I saw one woman carrying one single rose, and that's about it. But, everybody was wearing sweatpants and, wearing Crocs and looking very beat down. This is definitely a time period where people do not keep themselves clean or have any true etiquette about themselves or have any true, what's the word I'm looking for? Appreciation of themselves, I guess. Well, what the trick is that, I'm a millionaire, so I can wear sweatpants and wear sandals and look like whatever level of bum I want to and put tattoos all over my face because I have money, which money equates to power. I don't give a damn how much money I got and how much money I don't got. I'm going to be looking good when I walk out of the store. Walk out of my home. I'm going to be presentable. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what situation you might come across. You know what I'm saying? So definitely be prepared for that. But before we continue, let me go ahead and put this in here. We have, all 9 books, Kicked Out of Heaven, Volume 1, 2, and 3, The Black Man's Bible, The Ethereal Law, and also The Real Nigga Etiquette, The Real Nigga Etiquette VooDoo Edition, and the Encyclopedia on the Alchemy of Women, Volume 1 and 2. For those 4 ebooks are for free. That come with the 5 paperback books, all for $100. Get it now. Get it now. Get it now. Also, don't forget to donate. Keep me alive. I keep you alive is how the game is played. You know what I'm saying? So, we're here, and I got some questions to address. Ever since I got some questions to address here in the comments. Y'all get in the comments. Say hello to everybody. Recognize each other. And like I stated, get over there to the moneyreligions.local because there's definitely money going on with this whole sports book thing me and the homies been working on. So besides that, let's go ahead and address something. God is good says, ever since I published the Kicked Out of Heaven, Pandora's box has been released upon the globe. That's an interesting statement. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, there was Pandora's box was going on before I released the books. There the atom bombs were dropped supposedly before I released the books. Wars that went on before I released the books. There was still pillaging and heroin addicts and raping and robbing and all of that shit was going on. And not only that, it was at a time period where everybody was definitely supporting high levels of degradation as if this was the way to go. It was basically a self sabotage, also a self inflicted genocide that I think the human consciously knew that's what they were doing. And they were trying to impose an attitude of, if you don't run into the wall, you're not tough, you're not an OG, well, you're a fucking retard, is basically how it ends up. People want to act as if, putting yourself in intentional danger and surviving it is what makes you respected. And that's what everybody's looking for, is some form of, a demand of respect or a demand or a position to be able to implement a stage of authority. And that's what they're doing on these podcasts. And it's just random people talking on the podcast and trying to impose themselves to be more intelligent than somebody else in order to project some form of authority or propaganda or an agenda that you carry that you expect other people to submit to. Nobody's going to submit to your agenda. Nobody gives a fuck. You have no authority. You pay nobody's bills. So within that space, you're just running your fucking mouth looking like a dumbass. And that's what's going on with a lot of these podcasts. But I don't think, the world has been seeing the Pandora's box because Kicked Out of Heaven was just some books, bro. Since when did just some books have that much power, right? To release, or you write some books and all of a sudden the whole world splits in two and there's plagues everywhere and there's millions of people that dying, right? Give me a fucking break. Is that why people ain't reading books? They're that scared of them? Is because they have that level of power? Is that what's going on? Is that what we're really saying? Is that we're saying some little bloke in the middle of Las Vegas who doesn't have a college degree put 3 books together, and all of a sudden fucking Godzilla comes out of the ocean and fucking sets everything on fire and humans are running everywhere because some books were written? Is that what we're really saying? Be a little bit, elaborate on that a little bit more for me, if you could, because I don't think everybody on the planet has read the information. I will say that every location of the planet has been in contact with the information through the .edu, but I haven't personally sent books over here to Egypt or Ethiopia or Germany or Russia, but those locations have read the material through the .edu site. So, I don't want to give it, you can give it whatever credit you want to give it. Do I think that's what happened? Nah, I don't know. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? Some people have stated that to me, like, yo, you recomposed the plague in the book and then the COVID showed up. Was the COVID really a plague, or was it some conspiracy theory bullshit? We don't know. A lot of people say they weren't affected, say they were affected. We don't know what the fuck just happened with that shit. You know what I'm saying? What are the details? And if that's the case, then how come there aren't ninjas being sent after me right now about some fucking books, bro? Give me a break. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Next question. Delta plane in Toronto went down today. What are my thoughts on planes falling like the movie Leave the World Behind? Oh, now that's interesting. We've seen the multiplicity of planes falling, but I didn't really put it in the space of like that movie Leave the World Behind, which the movie Leave the World Behind was saying that our internet was compromised across the board, and due to the fact that all of our information on data was hacked or whatever the case, that they took over our systems and planes were falling out the sky and ships were falling out the sky. I don't know, bro. I just looked at the situation where the Delta plane had flipped over. I've never heard of a plane flipping over, but who knows? I don't know, bro. There's a lot of planes falling out of the sky. A lot of people dying because of it. I mean, as the Lord ordained. You know, so I mean, it could be. I don't know. I mean, planes falling out the sky like the movie Leave the World Behind, and you know, what are we gonna do about it, bro? It's not stopping anything. It's not stopping it. It's not stopping the sheriffs or that landlord coming to knock on your door if you don't pay your goddamn bills. That's the whole point here. So basically, it's existence has been broken down to pay your bills and die, pay your taxes and die. Try to make some money that will stay here after you die, and that's about the most you can do. And in between that space, try to have some fun. Oh yeah, have some fun. Don't chase the pussy though, but have some fun. Yeah, you want to have fun, go get on a Ferris wheel and take a fucking ride on the Ferris wheel at the Six Flags. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're doing. That's all existence has boiled down to now. Fun. Make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're happy, and try to make as much money as possible to pay your bills. And because that it doesn't matter what level of system that you operate in, you're only going to make a certain amount of money to keep your head above the water. You're going to have to do the devious deed, the devil's work, in order to get finances to be extra, and be into a space of buying yachts and all this other shit. If your family wasn't a group of killers in the 1800s, you're broke now. Okay, that's just how that works. All these white folks, their families were killers in the 1800s, and they killed people of other races and their own, for that matter. There was wars and shit going on, and now their children are balling, and it can look down upon you, and that's just how this world works. It's the same shit over there, Saudi Arabia and Islam and all of that. It's the same fucking system. We kill, then our children fucking are rich. I gain the riches, and then I leave the riches for my children, and they can dominate over the other dumbasses on the planet. And it's a simple system. We don't have to make it more complicated than that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's a real interesting statement ever since I published the Kicked Out of Heaven Pandora's Box. Well, I mean, there is a little evidence of that in the Bible, talking about Gad, the Lion of Judah, who opened up the seven seals, and those were seven eyes and seven eyes to see and seven horns to hear. I think how it went. I don't even have it memorized, but I know where it's at. It's in Revelations 5, and it's very, very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's right there. Revelations 5 on down states the whole thing. No man in heaven nor on earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saying to me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals thereof. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it says right here, and when he had taken the book, the four beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints. Yeah, I do talk about the saints a lot. So yeah, if you think so, whatever. Revelations 5 is referring to what you were stating about, but so whatever, dog. We can play the Bible games, play the Quran games, and play all the book games, whatever, bro. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters out here in this planet is where your dough is at. All of that, who's heaven and who's God and who's worship of who's angels and all of that shit, man, that shit is irrelevant to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's irrelevant to the majority of existence. There's tribal people who don't know nothing about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, the seals meaning locks
on certain things. And I will state that, when I encountered the kicked out of heaven and all the information, it was very clear that I was unlocking some things that were locked down. The rules of the old world were being locked down, but you all forgot religion on your planet. So you needed a great reminder of how things truly operate. And you needed a great reminder, of how you need to be conducting with your woman because you forgot how to do it. Now you need a podcast with fucking dweeb ass niggas who don't know nothing about no fucking pussy, up here talking and running their goddamn mouth, trying to humiliate women every 5 seconds. When there's a system that we have in place, that works. You go over there to Saudi Arabia and see that they hold their system down. Their women are still in position. You dig what I'm saying? Is their production rate as good as ours? No, not necessarily. But, we definitely see that they have their women in position. And now, when it comes down to the true details and the litigations, I don't agree with all of that shit they got going on. They be marrying off 9-year-old girls and shit to like 40, 50-year-old men. Like, get the fuck out of here. There was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels prevailed. Did you have assistance of archangels? Yeah, the archangels are in the volume 3. And then the volume 2 of the Encyclopedia on the Alchemy of Women is actually published on their saint day. On their feast day. So, yeah. I'm in the middle of some weird matrix, some weird religious shit that's going on, and I'm not going to deny that. It's very obvious. My name is Keenan Booker, is ancient bookmaker. You dig what I'm saying? But for those who don't know me, don't call me, but don't get disrespectful and out of pocket. You don't know me directly. You don't talk to me directly. So don't you approach as Mr. Booker or something. Don't be saying no Keenan like that, because Keenan is coded up in a whole nother realm of shit that you don't want to be in direct connection with. You know what I'm saying? Only ladies can use that name. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, 720. You dig what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's where niggas at. I've been in the middle of the shit. And that's one thing people gotta understand about me. I've been noticing this weird shit I've been in the middle of, not only just this matrix religious war shit, but also this entertainment shit since a child, bro. I've gotten death threats since fucking middle school, consistently throughout the course of my life. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's not that I fear them. I don't. The whole thing is that, that is a part of the system of who I deal with overall. The jealousy in people's eyes, and, just when I walk in a room and people see my art or see how I carry myself or what I do, it automatically incites attack on people. You know what I'm saying? Those are weird motherfuckers, man. So I just look at, it ends up making me look at, humans in very immature mind frames, because it took me a while to really be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with people? You know what I'm saying? Is it me, or I'm just being myself or who I am? But that's not how the world operates. People expect you to change your demeanor into some weird 2% milk shit, so you're walking on thin ice for them, so they could feel like there's some form of authority. You know what I'm saying? And they also want you to fear whatever level of backlash they could bring towards you, or whatever retaliation or whatever the fuck, so they want you to be walking on eggshells. I'm not walking on eggshells for nobody. I don't give a fuck, is how it ends up at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's either, we're going to sync together and we merge together good, or we don't, and that's what actually made me fall into the space of studying people, studying humans and their behavior, because I've seen so much odd ass, unnecessary ass activity for such a long time that it just, it brought a disposition. It brought a position of despising motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And you're being all extra for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a thing of going out and being presentable and being professional, however you want to carry yourself with your clothes clean, versus you having to have fucking green hair. Like, what the fuck do you need green hair for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you need 5-6 fucking diamond necklaces on for? Like, what are you trying to achieve and shit? You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of pointless ass activity. Yeah, exactly. You know, exactly. Let's put up what Ville's finest says right here. Everybody expects you to maintain and act, which I'm not. I'm not. My life is not your entertainment. Let's keep that very fucking clear. I don't find you important enough to entertain. You don't have anything that I want, and you're not paying me to entertain you. So therefore, I'm out of the context of trying to entertain you. I'm not wasting my life or modifying my whole existence for the likes of you or for the likes of a stranger motherfucker that just want to watch a video and is not trying to expand the whole situation where we can make some. Now, if motherfuckers were getting in pocket and say, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and, I'll be chief officer of the management. I'll be chief officer of operations. I'll be chief trade officer, blah, 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 blah. And we can set things up, I'll be the creative management, and we can fucking design a theatrical situation that's gonna make some money. Then yeah, let's do it, because the end result is the dollar. I don't give a fuck about the end result of it being your laughter or you feeling good for the evening. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, but here it is. Everybody expects you to maintain and act. That they want you to act how they expect you to. If you don't fit in their head correctly, it's a problem. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what the fuck is in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, what, bro? Like, how does that even work? And I didn't have people come around me, and I'm talking about people from the fan group or, from watching me on YouTube and do some real out-of-pocket shit where I'm almost about to knock this nigga's head off because he wants to get a rise out of me. Like, when I show up to places, people be like, oh, man, you all right, man, it's okay, man, you can chill. I'm like, dog, I'm chilling. What the fuck do you want me to do? Hop on the fucking table and tap dance? I'm chilling, nigga. Like, B, like, I don't know, dog. I really don't be understanding. I'm not trying to understand it, because one thing about understanding things and figuring things out is that you better make sure that there is a gain after you figure things out, or, or you're trying to put the puzzle together. You dig what I'm saying? Because figuring things out and putting the puzzle together requires work. And if you're not fucking fit, if it's not having a gain at the end, then cool. But guess what we're doing here? We're discussing the behaviors of motherfuckers who are at the bottom level of society. And that's why they're at the bottom level of society, is because they think and operate in these formats. You understand? Like, one reason I, keep the distance from a lot of motherfuckers, because people are a lot, when you observe native thinking, they automatically conclude a negative before they conclude a positive on things. So it's just like black male walking down the street, female walking down, it could be any race, female walking down the street on the other side, the female gonna automatically think, oh, he's gonna try to holler at me, or they gotta clutch their purse because they automatically thought of you in a negative, not in a positive. They automatically thought of you in a negative space. You dig what I'm saying? So, like, I remember one time, I was on the way to my car. I was on Fremont, and I hollered, and there was these females right here, and I hollered at one female. I was like, hey, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? And this other butch, little raggedy looking bitch stepped in the way and was like, nah, that's my shorty. I was like, oh, okay. So then they started walking in the same direction. I was already walking, but there was like a couple of feet ahead of me. And, one of this raggedy ass butch bitch gonna turn around and said, could you please stop following us? I said, my car is parked over here in the garage, in the parking garage. I'm going towards my car. And I had to look at him. I said, you're not important. You know, because in your mind, you have this whole shit like you're so important. You've been watching so much dumbass television that you think the black man is gonna come hunt you down and stab you in the neck and steal your purse and do all this motherfucking shit. Bitch, I would never waste my motherfucking energy on no raggedy ass bitch like you. You lost your goddamn nigga. What? I said that's why I had to tell her you are not important. You know, just like that, and kept it walking to my vehicle. You understand me? And when I said that shit, I said, you're not important. Both of them, they jaw dropped. Yeah, you're not important, bitch. You know, the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm experienced with coochie. I don't get, man, nigga, you are not nothing to be hunting down, trying to drag up underneath no motherfucking garage. Man, get the fuck out of here. And there's a lot of women out here who got their brains programmed to think that men are hunting them down and men want to slaughter them. And unfortunately, we turn on the news and we do see that there are cases in that nature. So those things do occur, unfortunately, but it's all based on your bad discernment, for number one. You know, you don't know how to choose no nigga. You don't know how to choose the right nigga. Women are going to choose males based on the position of can they have some control on the whole situation. When you really look at the totality of women decision making, is based on can they have control over the situation. That's what cheating is too. You know, that's what side piece is too. Cheating for a female is if she can control two males. You know, cheating for being a side chick to a nigga is the fact that she can pull the nigga away from the other coochie, so she feels in a superior position. So what we're looking at is this whole status of the parasite that's in her, trying to impose some form of superiority and authority and control factor over the males. And that's it. That's all they're doing. That's all the internet is. All the internet is, you know, that's what, see, the male sits in front of the TV with the PS5 and the remote control for the PS5. The women look at this cell phone as the PS5 to the globe. It is the remote control to control humans, and all they got to do is stuff their little face up in here, wiggle their little butt up in here, get up on some podcasts, make some fucking comments to try to direct and control the male thinking. You know what I'm saying? What the narrative is, what the current narrative is for the male thought pattern. That's all they're doing. It's an attempt to try to control. Women will create all types of levels of witchcraft and all types of levels of different systems in order to try to control the male. And then try to control the grown male and try to direct his thinking in a specific format. That's why they don't listen to you. The women don't listen to no fucking man. All they do is wait to see how you respond to the coochie. And if you're not jumping up and down like some little 5-year-old, 7-year-old boy about the fucking coochie, then they can't control you. And then once they figure that out, they'll leave the scene. You know what I'm saying? Because, and that's just what the line is. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to watch out for that. They're not listening to you. They're only looking to see, because what happens is that the 7-year-old male child is their first feeling of love from a man. Okay, that is like a confirmed level. You know, you wanting some pussy is not a confirmed level of love and control. The level of love that a male exhibits at 5 to 7 years old is the same level of excitement that they need to see out of a grown ass male in order for it to be confirmed in her mind that she has control over you and that you love her. That's why the first thing a woman is going to ask you is what do you do for fun? Let's have some fun. For a grown ass man, bitch, you are the fun. You understand? Go get your ass baby oiled up and you the motherfucking fun. You understand? That's how that works. You know, there's nothing else in between that. Six Flags isn't fun. The bitch ass nigga going to the motherfucking club, wasting all his money on this drunk bitch eating Wendy's and shit, eating fucking shrimp backs and shit, eating motherfucking catfish fucking lips and shit, eating motherfucking lobster claws and shit. Bitch, get the fuck out of here eating that nasty nasty ass shit. Squid and octopus. I was looking for a restaurant, high class restaurant to go to out here in Vegas. Everything had octopus and wild boar and shit on the motherfucking menu. Bitch, I'm not going up in here eating this raggedy ass nasty shit. Bitch, don't you see the glow on my skin? Have you lost your motherfucking mind? You understand? Okay, we're not doing that. You know, motherfucker. You know, and that's just what it is. That's why I chill, man. I'm not gonna get myself all involved into that nonsense, man. There's not a woman underneath the sun that can make me angry or can direct my thinking on, or no narrative or none of that shit. You understand me? You know, because I already know that society is, and your cell phone has provided too much access for you to be influenced by too much shit. So it don't matter what a nigga do, you're always in this psychological space to choose the other side, to be happy 1 minute and then not be happy. It doesn't even matter about how long y'all been together or all the good thing, because they don't have an appreciation line. There's one reason why they don't invent by majority rule and don't produce things. You know what I'm saying? Because it requires appreciation of those things, which requires you to keep possessive and also maintain. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you don't see that that's done out of them. They don't have true expressions when it comes to art. You don't find as many female artists as you do male artists. You know, is because there's a lot that that is required towards your art after you produce it, whether that be a vehicle, whether that be a painting, whether that be a song. You know, we have to give it to the people. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to give anything to the people, because then that falls into another responsibility space. It's also what they do with their children. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give their children to the world. They don't educate them to be out here and being great architects and shit. Not the majority. You know what I'm saying? They educate them to a point of get a job. You know, get a job and do that little menial shit and then bring your check back to me, because that's Mother Dearest, and Mother Dearest can say and do whatever the fuck she wants because she is Mother Dearest, and you as a child are not supposed to be placing any judgment upon Mother Dearest activity. Okay, and that's why a lot of them end up in the motherfucking nursing home with nobody coming to visit. Okay. Am I right or wrong here? Am I right or wrong here? You dig what I'm saying? It's dry ass Valentine's Day, and there's a lot of reasons on why. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all have what type of Valentine's Day did y'all have? Put it over here in the comments. Y'all got any questions? Go ahead and make them right now. You know what I'm saying? The statements as well will be addressed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah, that's just what it is out here, man. It's an ugly system. You know, we've allowed it this way because we're the only culture underneath the sun that has allowed our women to be running around here running their mouth. Okay. The only culture. You can't name another culture that has permitted that type of activity. Name one. Okay. And their success rate. Okay. That's right. You can't, you know, because it's not out there, and there's a reason and why. And, you know, one thing about America is so arrogant and so self-centered, but the spirit of where they're at right now, and they're still in the infancy stages in comparison to other cultures and how long they've been on this planet. They want to poke out their chest and try not to look at the rules and regulations of the old world and apply them to their world. You dig what I'm saying? And it's most likely because the white male is very embarrassed about his activities in old Europe, which are well documented right here at the Kicked Out of Heaven, Untold History of the White Races. Yeah, we're probably all living in a guilt trip of European males burning up their women for 400 years. You did it, and this needs to be addressed. We need to ask, why did you do that, white man? What did you discover within inside your sciences, or what did you discover within the maleficia and the acts, or deep in the realms of the psychology of your religion, Catholicism at that time? What did you discover that made you burn up women for 400 fucking years? I mean, 400 years, brother? You burned women longer than the slave trade existed. Woo! Ain't that some crazy shit? As a matter of fact, my niggas was still slaves over here in America. You was still burning up women, not only in Europe, but also here in America. Is this not true? Is this not true? You see, that's so funny. What's so funny about it is that they've shown you this activity in movies, TV shows, Game of Thrones, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But they understand that, the native mind doesn't even know what they're looking at. It doesn't register to the native mind as a reality. You see, we're speaking the history that we know for ourselves. We can show it to the native. They're not going to do anything and say, oh, them white folks crazy. And it's going to keep the fear imposition rolling down because the native mind doesn't seek details on what was going on. You dig what I'm saying? Well, you didn't fucked around with the wrong native today. You understand? And I'm going to seek some details. I want to know what the fuck you motherfuckers is doing and why'd you do it? I have my conclusions from the multitude of different books that I've read on the subject coming from those time periods. We're not talking about no old fucking shit. They're talking about witch burnings up in your Barnes and Nobles. Nah, nigga. I went and got the 1500 and the 1600 and the 1700 materials on which I was writing. And this is what's so cold about it. I only got maybe 0.02% of the literature that's on the subject. The majority of the information that's on the subject is still in their courts over there in Italy, in Poland. Well, Poland didn't burn their witches, but in Italy, in France, and that was told to me by a Polish woman. She said, oh, I'm from Poland, we didn't burn our witches, and then the Jews moved to Poland when the whole thing was going to, whenever they got kicked out of any other country in Europe, they were always accepted in Poland. But besides that, your German witches, your Russian witches, well, let's go through the court documents. Let's break down, let's translate this information into some good old modern day English and figure out what the fuck you motherfuckers is really doing. Huh? And while you're over here with America and all this fucking guilt trip shit, you try to make everybody a fucking bird. But then when we look at what was going on in Greece, it's all over your pottery. Because when we look at ancient Egypt or in Maya or Inca, who had similar skills within inside their technology and their architecture and their capability of everyday toolery that was needed, the utensils, the bowls, the forks, and all of that shit, we do not see designs of Homo activity going on in these other ancient civilizations, but it is rampant in Greece. So maybe that is another guilt trip on why you motherfuckers is trying to turn the whole world into some fucking birds, because you motherfuckers been doing the bird for so goddamn long. You done passed it down from generation to generation, just like you done passed down burning your witches from generation to generation. Nigga, it was 2,000 goddamn years. It was 400 motherfucking years you did the shit. Am I wrong? Or what the fuck is we talking about? Am I wrong on it? That's what I need to know. Is the God 720 wrong? Or is it very clear? Because we can see this shit. It's all in your museums. We see all the shit from the Greece and the Rome in your museums. You might even see some knight attire when it comes to their shields and armor and all of that shit from the medieval times. But when it comes down to the details of what was going down in the medieval, oh no, you ain't got them artifacts. Oh no. Those artifacts are in private collections, is what they call it. So the billionaires and the trillionaires and the families that are out here that are still spending slave ship money right now, they ain't even hit the 1800 year money yet. They still spending money from the 1700s on a nigga, bro. They have the private collection, okay, in their basement, in their cellars, and it's all air conditioned and everything to keep the original artifacts in good condition. You know what I'm saying? And they keep them, and they keep them for their dominance or for their rule, and it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And they spend good money on it. So you still have those artifacts. It's just not exposed to the public. You best believe it. There's areas of castles that you allow tourists to go through, and then there's areas of that same castle you do not allow. What the fuck are the catacombs, B? Why do you have 6 million, 7 million bones of dead people decorated in fucking fashions and hallways stretched out throughout 600 to 700 miles underneath the entirety of Europe? Do you understand me? France, Italy, Russia, Germany, Norway, fucking Scotland, Ireland, all of that shit. You have the catacombs. What is going on? And why are you mimicking the catacombs from the ancient Egyptian catacombs? What is that system about? Where did you get all these human bones from? There are questions that need to be asked amongst you motherfuckers, man. What the fuck is going on? Because you're not going to have the native living up in your fucking guilt trip because you feel sorry about some shit that you want to hide because you know it's fucking embarrassing because you know the native people of this planet was not operating in that format, bro. That's all there is to it. We didn't fucking create pottery with fucking homo shit going on all over the fucking pottery. That's your shit. That shit is all up in your Greek mythology shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. These are the facts. Right? So then why be aligned with that shit? You know what I'm saying? Why try to admire that shit? This is not an admiration. This is an explanation. Do you understand me? Is there power embedded in it? Yeah, because obviously they conquered the whole goddamn globe. So it's something that they did, or it's something that's a part of their mentality that supports that line of conquering. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, are we going to, well, the native people really don't have a mentality of conquering. You know, the native people just have a mentality of picking fruits off a goddamn tree, you know, and chilling back and dancing around a drum. You know, by the majority rule, that is what the native was doing. And that is why the invention line has not been in no superior standpoint to be able to defend themselves when these Europeans showed up. They didn't even have a comprehension of defense by majority rule. Even though there was little scrimmages going on in between all different groups on the planet. That's always going to happen. You find that in nature. You dig what I'm saying? But there are a lot of deep-centered rules that, you know, they have picked up over the time by being secluded into their ant farm that the rest of the planet is not been exposed to. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what needs to be asked here. We need to pull that to the front line. Why did you burn your women for 400 years, brother? We want to know the answer to that question. We want to hear it out of the Europeans' mouth because it did happen. Let's not sit up here and act like it didn't. Let's not sit up here and think the witch is some cute thing for Halloween. Let's not sit up here and try to feed the native children movies titled like Maleficia, because you're bringing your bullshit. That Maleficia is a word that means a witch's crime, which comes from the 1400s, 1500s. So let's not play with the dumb shit. See, they expect the native to be a fucking retard, and they expect the native not to do any research on who the fuck they are. They expect the native to have their head so stuck up their own fucking ass that all you're going to talk about is a fucking who's better, LeBron James or Kobe, nigga. That is what the line is. You understand? What do you mean? It'll unfortunately take way more collective trauma for reality based thought to get locked into black people's psyche. Yeah. Well, maybe not. This is a very interesting space. As the brother stated, it'll unfortunately take way more collective trauma for the reality-based thinking to get locked into the black psyche. Yes. Yes. Obviously. That little 300, 500 years space of slavery didn't really do that much. There was more hanky-panky and more, sexual shit going on than widespread hard-level criminal. Like the activities we see inside that book, the Delectable Negro, which is yet a book I have yet to put on my shelf, but it's coming. I want you to go ahead and purchase it if you haven't. And the Delectable Negro goes through all of these scenarios of, they were turning African skin into boots and using it for the leather on their couches and the covering of books, and taking slave hair and using it for the stuffing of their couches, and so on and so forth, and the consuming of babies and bones being found underneath hospitals and all of this other stuff, unmarked graves and things of that nature. So those things are very real and is not to be taken away. But did it happen on masse? We can't say it happened on masse, because then that would disturb the level of business that was going on pertaining to slavery production. See, what you have to understand about business is that the number one thing that interrupts business is violence. You understand? So people who are violent in nature, they're not business savvy. They're still in the animal format. The animal has to utilize, violence in order to survive. Humans don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to be extra with your provisions or with your pillaging and taking, then yes, you do have to use violence in order to do that. Just like what happened when the Europeans encountered the Native American Indians. We want the land, so we will pillage you. We will destroy you. It doesn't matter if it takes 100 years to destroy you. We will destroy you. And then we're going to take this land. We're going to make, pretty hotels, and we're going to design highways, and we're going to have grocery stores everywhere, and since you're so angry about it, we'll give you, your little reservation. Here goes the white man's fire water, the alcohol, and then you will have a casino, and you can just run around chasing your tail in your own little ecosystem on your reservation. You dig what I'm saying? So, would it take a lot more? Yes, it would take a lot more collective trauma, not only for the reality-based thought, but there's a lot of other areas inside the space of reality where this collective trauma would actually have to be a unique system that is designated for specific results. And one of those results would be support. Black people don't know how to support. That's one thing that I discovered during the course of the Real Nigga Etiquette VooDoo edition. We can see that with, college kids who get drafted into a specific NFL team or an NBA team, and their mother wanted you to do something else. They'll walk away in front of the camera. I remember I saw that shit one time. Black man chose another university to go to besides the university that his mother wanted to go to, and she walked off the camera. Like, nigga, you must be appreciative that your son even got it to this layer. You understand? For number one. For number two, why would you walk off the camera when this white woman is crying with tears of happiness right behind this nigga? Okay, and you already showing the love example right here, where the white woman is sitting here crying tears of happiness that this black man then chose the university he's supposed to be going, or chose the NFL team he's gonna go to, but his own mama gonna walk off the motherfucking, get the fuck out of here. So appreciation, support, love, infatuation, speed, comprehension. There's a lot of things that have to be added to the collective thought of black people so they could start the system of what is called a culture, instead of operating off of the culture that was designed for you by Europeans during the course of the Caribbean, the breaking islands, and all the things that occurred in the Caribbean. Okay, and we can find that in the Real Nigga Etiquette VooDoo edition. Your Bloods, your Crips, the whole system, all of that shit was culturally designed. Everybody wants to talk about, did the Crip walk come from the Mexicans, or did the Crip walk come from the over here? The Crip walk came from the Irish jig, which is a dance that is attached to the song called the Los Angeles, which is the song. The Los Angeles title is a song that is sung for the commemoration of dead children and babies in Catholicism. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Like, the Negro wants to poke his chest out, and you have no position to poke your chest out in the goddamn thing. Not even in this rap shit. We got the world is looking at the so-called biggest guerrilla gangsters in the rap game, right? But then you go to your label and you're getting robbed by nerd white boys who we don't even see their face. You're getting fucking robbed by Screech over here. And we've never even seen Screech's face. Screech don't even get an interview, nigga. But he damn sure stole $9 million out of your shit. But you're the biggest OG that the world needs to respect and bow to, because you push so many kilos and you have so much, booty shaking in your fucking videos. Get the fuck out of here, man. When you think of the Delectable Negro book, do you think the adrenochrome phenomenon has something to do with that? Fear fuel. Okay, let me see here. Fear fueled blood that elites be ingesting. If you wanted to look, if you want to know the truth about all of that, you get kicked out of heaven, bro. because fear-fueled blood, different bloods are used for different reasonings, and nobody really wants fear-fueled blood. They want blood of the criminal, because the criminal is the revolutionary. The criminal is the one who had to devise the plan and execute the plan. The criminal is the one who did it, individualistically on his own. So all of those things are already embedded in their blood. So they take criminal blood before they take fear-fueled blood. See, they be giving you the sciences wrong. You gotta stop. And I'm not saying this to you, C-Dot, but I'm saying this to everybody. Don't read no books from no Negroes by majority rule. These niggas in America don't know what the fuck they talking about. If they can't cite literature that's from the 1700s and the 1600s, shut that shit down. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. You want the real information, you gotta go get the books from the 1700s and the 1600s. All this shit that these niggas is writing in the 1980s and the 1800s, that shit is full of the bullshit. I'm gonna tell you right now, because look, I got dictionaries from the 1700s that have words in them that do not appear in dictionaries during the 1800s. So that is the first line of social propaganda, is by taking out the words. And you want to know what's so crazy? The only words that were taken out were all the words that had a what we would identify as a negative context towards females. Okay, all those words were taken out of the dictionaries in the 1800s. Okay, in the mid 1800s. But if you go get the dictionaries from the 1700s, all that shit is up in there. All the gangster talk, all that shit is up in there. And that's why I had to put it inside the Encyclopedia on the Alchemy of Women. And it was due in course, and it was published in the timing of when Trump gets in office, JD Vance gets in office, and we shut your bullshit down, because women ain't finna run shit on this planet. No, it's not. It ain't gonna happen. You failed. So get back in your fucking apron. Get your motherfucking recipes together. You understand? Because what you will do is you will be in the house giving birth to strong children that will grow into strong, productive adults for society. That's what you will do. We don't give a fuck about you being lit. We don't give a fuck about you being drunk. We don't give a fuck about you having fun. We don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You have a responsibility, and this is your responsibility, is to produce strong children, maintain the strength of your husband, maintain the strength of your household, and that will reflect upon the strength of who you are. Now, if you don't want to do that, and you're going to be at Wendy's eating McDonald's, eating fucking slouch with the motherfucking what they just said, what was up in the fucking Starbucks? They said they put some type of radiation shit up in the Starbucks drinks to maintain the colors and shit, because the bitches like the colors, and the colors, they get the fuck about you, what you talking about. You understand? Like, bro, man, the man and the human gonna get this shit right, or get his ass ran the fuck over. And that's just what existence is. That's why Valentine's Day was all goddamn dry. You know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day was dry because women are scared of the guilt of the being guilty. They have a guilt complex towards all the shit you've been talking the past 4 or 5 years. You've been over here talking about you don't need men, and men ain't this, and you gonna choose a bear over a man, and you gonna do this, and bitch, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to support the tranny don't want you to exist. You trying to support the bird, the rainbow motherfuckers don't even want you to exist. Look at how stupid a traitor motherfucker he is. You're a woman, a heterosexual woman, supporting the LGBTQ when they don't even got a W in the motherfucker. So you supporting a whole bunch of motherfuckers that you ain't even a part, that ain't even representing you. And then not only that, all of these different letters aim to remove you by mimicking you and duplicating you to remove you out of existence. Okay? You understand? All at the same time, they're trying to attack the man, the real man, who is religiously sound and is historically sound on the operations of existence. And we don't support any levels of backwardness. Those are the men they're trying to defeat. And then you have the beta male who wants to try to defeat the alpha male, because they think the alpha male is the problem for them getting the pussy, when the beta male just don't got the intelligence and the balls to go straight to the pussy. Bitch ass nigga, you think something else is in the way. Ain't nothing else in the motherfucking way. You dig what I'm saying? I see it all the shit all the time. I walk into a room, motherfuckers immediately get to putting their hands in their girl's back pocket and pulling their girls close to them. Yeah, you can feel the energy in the room because I spank the hide, you bitch ass nigga. You dig what I'm saying? So I mean, man, nigga, please, I don't wanna hear that goddamn dumb shit. You know, that's just what's going on. That's what's going on in this podcast shit. Niggas is up here. It's so embarrassing, bro. You get on the TikTok, it'll be all these fucking rooms. Oh, is the black woman gonna do this? And is the black man gonna do that? You niggas sound fucking immature, but that is the age of where your race is at. Your culture is only 100, 200 years old, nigga. You don't understand shit about how humans operate. You know, and human behavior. You best believe Saudi Arabia over there has conquered it. You best believe a culture like China, who's 4,000 years strong, they have conquered the system. They have a system that works, nigga. Yeah, you dig what I'm saying? The Negro don't. The Negro think the pimp is the biggest motherfucker in the world when it's not. There's not. I don't even want to get to talking about that because, you know, we ain't going to talk down on the player. But, you know, the pimping is not the top echelon. You dig what I'm saying? The echelon is the father that holds his home down and holds the woman down inside the home. And yes, the woman does work as well because all of your mammies worked. Let's put it let's talk about it. Can we talk about it? Did not all you niggas watch your mother work? So what the fuck you think these 5-minute microwave TV dinner ass bitches don't gotta work when all y'all watched your mama work? You watched your mama work, you watched your mom go pay bills. So I don't want to hear that shit. This TV dinner bitch finna work too. You dig? That's all there is to that. I don't want to hear this fucking weak ass shit. You know, them motherfuckers be promoting some weak ass shit out here. You know, and I don't allow it. The fucker, you talking all this 50-50 shit. There ain't no 50-50. Ain't gonna be no, you know, these sisters ain't doing 50-50. I know they ain't doing 50-50. You better do 100. You know, and I'm gonna tell you, man, like sisters, man, I'm not finna diss no sisters, man, but do it. If you think that's all you're available for, then you do the sister thing. Is all I'm gonna say. You know, if you want to do the Lauryn Hills and the Beyoncés, you stick to that. You dig what I'm saying? If that's all you think that's available for you, then okay. Besides that, nigga, fuck them. I don't give a fuck. Man, it's either get down or lay down. I don't got that mentality where I'm finna agree with a motherfucker who's not at my intellectual capacity. You know what I'm saying? You're not at my production rate. You're not at you're in no comparison on anything that I've done in life. So I'm not agreeing with anything that comes out of your fucking mouth. You're a GED. You have the GED. You know, you have the high school diploma. That's about what you've done. You know, besides that, you watched Friends for a couple of years, and then you moved over to the fucking bird ass movies, and then you went over to the fucking clubs and wasted your time working this old shitty ass fucking job. So if that's what you wanted to do with your existence, then you will get the results of that. You dig what I'm saying? But besides that, nigga, good luck with the sisters, nigga. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't fucking around. You know? It's just like they tell you what they tell you in the beginning of the Bible. Dumbass, begged, dumbass. You understand what I'm saying? Thief, begged, thief. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's all about your birth rate. You know, what do these women produce? You know, what type of males by majority do you produce? Do you produce productive citizens? Do you produce, you know, intellectual motherfuckers? You don't. So, you know, what you produce is the John Henry with the big back go swing the hammer at the fucking railroad. You produce warehouse working motherfuckers. You produce the basketball player, you know, go bounce a goddamn ball. You know, that's what you produce. So, nigga, I'm cool on that. I'm not, nigga, please. I'm not digging in them guts at no time. You dig what I'm saying? Bro, when you're young, when you over here in your 30s and 35 and under, man, you can do whatever the fuck you want, man. You can hop on the back of a fucking hog. You know what I'm saying? You can fuck all these crazy bitches and, you know, have your fun and spread your wares, whatever the fuck. But nigga, when you get up here in these 40s, nigga, you best not. You know, when you get up here past 35, nigga, there is a hardcore spirituality that's going on with that coochie, man, and how that coochie affects your life, nigga. You better not fuck around with that shit. But you better get your smash on when you 17. When you 18 out there, man, you better get your smash on in. And that's why everybody is fucked up now, because niggas wasn't out there doing they wild shit during the course of high school like they were supposed to. And now we got these fucking, you know, these bird chest fucking dweebs out here. Uh, yeah, social isolation. There's a lot of social isolation that has went on. Like I was telling my nigga the other day, look, dog, if you up here 39, 40, 41, 42 or whatever, you know, around my age range, and I don't see no G code in how you carry yourself or, you know, and how you move, you know, you ain't experienced enough, bro. You know what I'm saying? And there's no way you could have not been experienced during the 90s with all the shit that was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like during the 90s, there was drugs on the street. The marijuana was not legal. You know what I'm saying? So marijuana was another hustle system. You know, Yale was a hustle system. Crack was a hustle system. Guns was a hustle system. Girls were outside all the time. Dudes were outside all the time. There wasn't the most you had was a pager. You know, cell phones didn't really start kicking in for the availability to the public. I had my cell phone. Like in 97, I had a cell phone. So the majority of the 90s, we didn't have cell phones. You know what I'm saying? And you got a bigger experience rate. You know, you saw the naturalism of a woman. You know, during those times, a girl would sneak out at night, walk 5 miles to come see you in the rain, nigga. What are you talking about? Like that was the type of shit, you know. Like men did it for females. You know, we was young, we was in high school. You know, nigga wanted to see his boo. Nigga sneak out at night, steal dad's car, drive fucking 10 miles down the road to go, you know, get her, and you know we sneak off and shit. And you know, yeah, I've had to hide in the closet when my shorty's mom came home during lunch and she wasn't supposed to. I'm hiding in the closet and shit. I've been through all that shit. Any real nigga, you know, during those times, you know, have been through similar experiences. If you did not, if you're at my age and you didn't have those similar experiences and you up here on the internet looking for some high level popularity and all this other shit, nigga, you's a mark, nigga. You wasn't the one, nigga. You was getting clowned in high school, nigga. You know? Yeah, let me put this in here. This is an interesting way to swing the subject real quick before we close off. C.A. Bruin says, we're supposed to be with them just because she is black, arbitrarily speaking, but popular opinion. Nigga, please. I'm not, dog, let me tell you something. Are you going to be with a Cadillac that has no engine? Because you a black male, you supposed to have the Cadillac, nigga. But this motherfucker don't move. Paint job all shabby and fucked up. Is that what you supposed to be? Or there's a Lincoln right here next to you, nigga. Lincoln is right next to the caddy, nigga. With a pearling paint job, nigga. Keys in the ignition. The engine's already humming, nigga. Ready to go. And you finna, nigga, please, nigga. I'm not supposed to do a motherfucking thing. See, I'm gonna be with any race I want to be with. For number one, with the way I work, it's all about your agreeableness. You know what I'm saying? Second, it's going to be about your production rate. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of little nooks and crannies I can't fuck with. So for number one, when I wake up in the morning, I'm not smelling no motherfucking perm and no motherfucking micro braid, my nigga. When I wake up in the morning, that shit ain't finna happen. I'm not finna do it. So if you can handle them smells, then you go ahead and do that. If you can handle all that low self-esteem bullshit going on and your motherfucking bathroom looking like Dexter's laboratory and shit with chemicals and makeup and all this other shit everywhere, nigga, then you go ahead and do that. I'm not doing it. I'm cool on all of that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do it, then go ahead, man. You got to understand, you know, that culturally, you know, the women of a multitude of different races on this planet have been through a lot of stuff over the circles of time, which we're talking about. They've been through wars, they've been through plagues, they've been through famines, they've been through a lot of other shit that has conditioned them to be in a position to understand what their survival rate is, you know, to understand what the how important the connection with her mate is to be in order for them to survive together. You dig what I'm saying? And a lot of these girls from Americanism, they really don't understand that line. If you could look at Asian women and Mexican women and white women, you can see that shit is still embedded in them on how they operate. Now, don't be trying to conclude everything that you see on a fucking podcast or what you see online is their operations, because that is not the majority. That is the minor. You have to always remember, everything that you witness on the internet is micro. It is not the macro. Always remember that shit. So don't let these little scenes or these little situations on the television or on this fucking computer screen on your phone implode in your mind like that is the big case for all of them, because that is not the numbers and the statistics. And we can see that by the proof. And the proof is your production rate and your inclusion. And we can see that. Okay? With the productions of the other races, and where the Negro is producing, his production rate is small, because we have other Negroes that will tell you, I'm in love with a stripper. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the music, bro. You know, you don't have, the other races don't hold on to all of this stupid shit that we hold on to in our music. You know what I'm saying? They're not out here talking about falling in love with no stripper on no motherfucking song. You don't got no pregnant women of other races over here singing and performing barefoot on the goddamn stage and twerking while they pregnant, bro. You don't see that happening with women of no other race but the Negro. You dig what I'm saying? So, and then if you were to say anything about it, you're going to get clawed at and you're going to get fought down to tooth and nail. So, nigga, why even fight, bro? What's the point of even fighting, bro? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm one of those oddball cases where, you know, I've had to understand that, you know, individualism is how you gonna have to survive. And that's just been my case. You know what I'm saying? So if a motherfucker don't cooperate, I'm not fucking with what the fuck you talking about. You know, because that system don't work for me. You know, I've tried, it don't work. You know, so especially when it comes to, you know, the way these females move nowadays, they expect you to come over here and sit with their granny and talk to their uncles and all this other shit. Man, them niggas ain't about no money and they working a fucking job. I don't give a fuck about no vacation, my nigga. You dig what I'm saying? Straight up. If I'm not sitting at no 6 figures, 7 figures, I don't give a fuck about no vacation. I don't give a fuck about what they tell them. Niggas ain't got no authority to be talking about who the fuck, oh, I like this nigga over here. And oh yeah, he could be in the family. And when y'all gonna get married and all this other shit, nigga. I'm not marrying shit. You understand? You lost your motherfucking face out here with this stupid shit. Talking about some get married, and nigga, you gonna be, the male is designed to be everybody's fucking slave, the children's slave, the granny slave, the wife's slave. You done lost your, I'm the wrong one for this planet then, nigga. If you put all these other niggas in that bitch ass position and they want to wear the tampon and the diaper and be a slave for you, then go ahead, man. But that shit, that nigga can do that shit. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck that. Because at the end of the day, it is highly unpredictable on your stability and your loyalty to the so-called slave that you've been extracting everything from, right? And we see it on your news every day, right? How many niggas is getting divorced and they was the slave to their wife and the slave to their children? And yeah, a personal workhorse. You done lost your motherfucking face, bitch. You know, I don't know. You think you gonna enslave and make men personal workhorses when we've been out here fighting wars? And with guns and M4s and dropping bombs, and nigga, what makes you think the blade won't come for your throat when playing them goddamn games? You done lost your motherfucking mind. Yo, here's one. If anyone is familiar with or by secondhand, etc., of black mothers abusing their sons because they look like their father, but do not agree with black men being with white women, who gives a fuck about their agreements? That's the whole thing. Let me tell you the most phenomenal thing I've ever seen in my life. Y'all ready? It was when I was real young too. Watching Charlie Brown. You remember the good old Charlie Brown? It was phenomenal. Charlie Brown, he walks into the classroom and the teacher says something to him. And all you hear was womp womp, womp 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 womp. Do you remember that? I want you to download that moment. This is the greatest moment in American history, in American cartoon cinema. You understand? Womp womp womp, womp 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 womp. That's it, B. Yeah, listen to this motherfucker. What the fuck does she know? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? She wants you to hear the divine wisdom of the parasite. Get the fuck out of here. You don't want to listen to the divine wisdom of the parasite. You want me to destroy. You want me to beat it up, pulverize the parasite, right? Because it's been working your head all goddamn day. Right? And you want the man to be living in the same misery that you're living in because you allowed that parasite to crawl up in your body and fuck your whole world up. You know, nigga, you lost your goddamn mind. You know what I'm saying? That's why in the ancient times they had them caged to a tree in the backyard. You understand me? You get traded for fucking 3 hogs, 2 chickens, and a cow. Goddamn. Trade you for some farm animals so we can eat up in this motherfucker. The daughters go, nigga. Go to your new husband and your new life. Yeah, write a letter back if you want. You know, that's how the shit was going. And that is a similar system that needs to be maintained today. Because it's very obvious that you have lost control and your woman has definitely lost her control, her self-respect, and also respect for others. And we see this by masse. So, and now they're feeling like they're in a guilt trip because all of their bullshit over the past 4 years didn't work. So what are they doing now? They acting like they want to be in the deepest love in the world, and they over here, you know, making all these question templates on all of these different websites about different podcasts. They're trying to control the male's mind and trying to act like they're still highly desirable. It's like, bitch, I smell fucking 20 years of high fructose corn syrup and yellow number 5 coming out your fucking cunt. You've been eating that goddamn Lucky Charms, bitch. You've been feeding your motherfucking children the goddamn Captain Crunch the entire time. You know? You know? And you think somebody needs to bow to your shit. Nigga, you and your high fructose corn syrup, you know, your badass habits, and lack of skills to be able to cook and maintain a home. You don't want to maintain your responsibilities that are designated for you as a woman. You know what I'm saying? As males have their responsibilities as well. So don't believe I'm speaking in just a random defense of men. There's a lot of bitch ass niggas out here who do not hold their position like they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I only speak for me. You dig? I don't do, because obviously we have seen through the whole situation of the Kanye, the Drake, and all of this other shit. You don't vouch for none of these niggas. You don't know what these niggas are capable of doing, and you don't know what they have been doing behind closed doors. So just leave that whole situation alone. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, if anybody got any other comments, put them up here right now. You wanted to see me evaluate that type of thought patterns in a clinical sense. What do you mean? Black mothers abusing their sons? That shit has a long track record. I don't even want to get into that shit because then I end up beating up black people, and I end up explaining things that are valid and true, but black people and the lack of intelligence like to trumpet into an area of being assaulted verbally. They don't take it into an area of, you know, identifying that these are real problems, because we have also seen the results of these problems, and then trying to extract it out of their behavior. That's not what they're going to do. They're going to take it into the immature mind frame that is available, which is, you don't like me, why you don't like your own people? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? You want to be in that mind frame to be in that mind frame, nigga, because your actions don't produce. So you know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line to it. If your actions did produce, then we wouldn't be in this situation. You dig what I'm saying? And there would be a lot more of a studious nature. That means in being inquisitive and finding out what the problems are, and also being inquisitive and designing said solutions and then executing those solutions to get the proper results. And we have new behavior strands operating throughout the black mind. That is not what's going to happen, bro. So saying anything about black women or black people overall, I've done enough of that over the years. I ain't trying to do that shit in the future, because they don't listen to it, and they just think, oh, you don't like black people. That's the way they trump it. They don't, and that's still a caveman form of thinking, because caveman, when you step out of the caveman realm, you are now, you have brought self-recognition. And that means you observe what you do. You observe that you need to groom your dreads. You observe that you need to carry yourself in a specific light. And they are underneath the psychological and also the magician control of other races. And that's where they like to be. And if you're not enforcing the new echelon of what has been introduced for you to carry yourself in the public, or what we want you to exhibit to the world, then black people will also look at you as if you are an enemy. If you don't carry on the new level of magician work that has been dropped down through the media standpoint, the social propaganda that black people hold on to. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, because that's all they have to hold on to. They're scared to let go because they don't know how to educate themselves. You understand? They're scared to let go of the social propaganda lines and being told on how to think and operate. Because, and one thing, the women know, the black women are definitely, they're terrified of letting that go, because then they automatically know that they're facing a high level potentiality of brutality that will come from black males. They know that once this whole line gets fully discovered and accepted, it's just like why they don't talk about the whole Janelle Maxwell or whatever that girl's name was, or the Beyonce or the Oprah, or any females doing any type of sexual assault in the public light. They're not going to talk about that because the American thought pattern is built upon putting females in an angelic space. So as soon as there's a standard exception amongst males that females are not in an angelic space, and they do conduct the wicked act specifically to break down us as men and our capabilities. As soon as that happens, whoop, corporations fall, boom, females get fucking, locked up, boom, the whole fucking shit goes chaos. So you have to understand that there's a lot of social mechanisms that are put in place that are deep down in the hardware of the human behavior and operation. And sometimes it's disseminated by, race. And then you also have, it's fragmented by race. And then you also have a collective for all of us at what Americanism is. You see what I'm saying? So they're terrified. They understand fully. Black women know that they're guilty. Okay, but they don't want you to discover that guilt line, and that's why they're going to keep the twerk going. That's why they're going to keep the support of the rappers going. That's why they're going to keep trying to pump all types of sports and pump all types of shit, because they don't want you to be historically and religiously sound. That is what defines a man. Okay? Is being economically sound, being historically sound, being religiously sound, being biologically sound, being environmentally sound. And if you are not educated on these things from an ancient world perspective, then you are a toy, you are a boy wearing a diaper that is controlled by the mechanisms and the law structures of our modernization, that is specifically designed to make you a workhorse and to feed off of every greenback that you make off of your back. Okay? That's all there is to it. Okay? They're going to feed off of you. You are a good slave for the people. And your woman knows this, and your woman will get all the accolades as possible as long as she keeps on pumping out slaves. Okay? And that's what the bottom line is. So black women ain't finna support none of that shit. Black women's education is going to go back to maybe 1980. The furthest it could go back is maybe, Sojourner Truth. They're not going to go anywhere past that line, and they don't expect you to have any form of cultural intelligence. They don't expect you to have any form of what we want to call general intelligence, a generalized perspective, because you read so much material that you can compare and contrast in between a lot of different departments, and then you can come down to a generalized unmovable point. Just like when I say white women can love harder because they've been through 400 years of being burned at the stake. They went through 200, 300 years of etiquette school. They've been through plagues with their men. And then not only that, today you see them out there swimming in the fucking sea world, taking care of killer whales. You ain't gonna see no black women out there in no sea world taking care of no goddamn killer whales or no dolphins, nigga. And the reason being is because she's not interested to do so. So because she's not interested, she won't be able to give birth to children who explore. Okay, exploration, and to be involved and interested. Okay, that is not a thing that works in the black female genetic code, and if it is, they will do that for themselves they'll do that being self-centered, meaning that a lot of black girls they'll go listen to rock and roll, they'll go listen to different things, but they'll hide them, and they won't express that to you, and they won't involve you in that. That's all there is to it. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that capacity of experience. They're not going to have that capacity of love, and they're not going to have that capacity of support neither. Okay? It's not even in the mythology system. African Americans don't have a mythology system. You understand? So there it is. Mexican females, the same thing. Asian females, the same thing. They've watched their men go through mass amounts of brutality when it comes to cartels, when it comes to attaining finances, when it comes to wars and all of that shit. They have struck the fear of God in them. The black male has no historical record of striking the fear of God inside the black female. Therefore, you will not, by collective, have any respect from black females, and you will be debating them. And that's all you see on these fucking podcast is debating them, because in totality you're not religiously sound enough to know, or historically sound enough to know, that you don't even need to be discussing with the female. You need to be controlling the environment in a specific way where she can respond to the environment that enforces that type of love. You understand? But it's too much, and niggas ain't finna do it, and that's the fucking bottom line. It takes hundreds of years to implement the shit that I'm talking about, and every race has done it on this planet except for the black American. So you're going to be running around here calling yourself the FBA one day, the foundational black American, and then the other day you're going to call yourself the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, is what you're going to do, and what the Negro has been doing. Okay, so it's a waste of time, brother. Hundreds of years, and nigga ain't gonna stay focused on no hundreds of years of a goddamn thing. You understand? So, and we don't know if it happened with other races by intent, or if it just happened by default or nature. And if it did happen by default or nature, why didn't it occur for the black American that way? Whew. You got some hardcore questions to ask, and a lot of niggas are not educating themselves enough. To be honest, we're so far behind in the areas of literature that niggas not one black person speaking publicly. There needs to only be questions to be asked, and there's too many different books, too many different time periods that we have to be researching and discovering in order to come up with the right concoction. Will they do that? No. Will they spend their money and time to do that? No. We need to talk about the Drake and the Kendrick beef. You know what I'm saying? That's more important. That's going to fulfill the senses. That's going to give us the spice on the nerves that the Negro is looking for, the euphoria, the high. You understand? Okay? And that's all there is to it. There's a bigger responsibility line here, but the shape of the Negro scalp, the frontal lobe, okay, of the cerebral, okay, cortex, okay, is not shaped in a way to comprehend or to approach this type of mathematical science. They're not going to do it. They're going to sit back with the tight lip and act like they didn't even watch this video. Like, share, okay, comment, all of that, right? Repost, okay, if you can. But like one dude said in my comments, he was like, bro, it's hard to be associated with you. Yeah, I know. Well, then who the fuck are you around where your whole group knows who the fuck I am, where it's hard for you to be associated with a nigga? Like, what the fuck is going on? There is levels of intellect that's going to make you mature. By default, it makes you more civilly sound. The more information that you incorporate into your operations. Okay. And people don't do that. So, we're at a different slope. So I end up going into certain rooms that I could just look at niggas and see where their mental space is at. Niggas could look at me and see where my mental space is at. And bro, we're not on. I'm not playing on that immature ass shit that you playing on, my nigga. I'm not there and never will be. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? There's bigger responsibilities. There's bigger fish to fry out here. You know, and if you ain't ready to do no frying, then you're denying. My information isn't friendly. Yeah, exactly. I presume it would be influenced by a few black people done through via innovation. I don't know. The brother says my content is not normie friendly. I mean, why is everybody looking for a fucking Barney? You know what I'm saying? We all have to have a Sesame Street. No knowledge isn't for the masses. Well, it all depends on what you mandate to be the lines of your culture. It's knowledge is obviously for the masses in China right now. They kicking ass over there. So it all depends on how you design your culture. You know, if you design your culture with a mandate of knowledge, the children will come up inside that culture not even knowing that it's knowledge, because it was a normality for them to comprehend during the course of their upbringing. It was normal. So is not classified as a space of knowledge. And then it's funny you went there, because if we're going to look at it if we're going to look at human history correctly, humans have been stupid the entire time we've been here. You know, motherfuckers have not have the capabilities of reading and writing. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure. Let's look at it. Let's close it with this one. Let's look up the statistics. Let's see what the AI has to say, right? Okay. Let's look at it. What percentage of planet Earth does not know how to read and write? Okay. Maybe I answered it. Okay. It says here, International Literacy Day on 8th of September is a reminder that 773 million adults in the world, around 14% of the population, cannot read or write. Let me see here. What percentage of the human race? Let's see what we got here. While only 1 in 10 people in the world could read and write in 1820, today the share has reversed, with only 1 in 10 remaining illiterate. What percentage of people can't read and write? Yeah, it's 14%. Let me see here. National Assessment of Educational Progress. Proficient level and basic level. Let me see here. That's literacy in the United States. I'm looking for the whole planet. According to National Center of Educational Statistics, 21% of adults in the United States. I'm not looking for the United States, nigga. I'm looking for the world. And it's going to be hard to do the world because you have here we go. Okay, how many people in the world don't know how to read and write? Despite this, worldwide, at least 754 million adults still cannot read or write. 2/3 of them are women, and 250 million children are failing to acquire basic literacy skills. See, I told you. Reading and writing is fairly a new thing amongst the human. Caveman ain't that far away. You understand? Let's be fucking real. And that is the truth. So, and I'm pretty sure those numbers are wrong. That's not the totality of it, because I don't think they're doing any reading and writing over there in Papua New Guinea. There's many tribes in Africa that aren't, and South America, and Central America, and over there, up there in the northern part of China and the western part of China that do not know how to read and write. So I don't want to hear that shit. Reading and writing was only popular over the last 200 to 250 years. This is correct. So, it's not a thing, by majority, like I said in the Real Nigga Etiquette, by the book. If it wasn't for us aliens on planet Earth, you humans would be booga booga in the tree some goddamn where. And that's the motherfucking truth. Hey, that's the truth. That's the truth. So I guess it all depends on what dimension you were born in. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a million dimensions, a billion dimensions to be born in on this planet Earth shit. But yeah. But that is definitely the space when it comes to black culture. It's going to be a good 300 to 400 mandate of different levels of operation that has to be incorporated into our behavior in order to be on any type of stage of developing infrastructure, inventions, and things of that nature, and also keeping them inside our culture, and also relinquishing that to the public through proper manufacturing and distributing, which these are things have been mastered by Europeans and China, and Chinese specifically, more so than us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the case. I just wanted to go ahead and drop that fact before I get up out of here. I might be here tomorrow. I can't make any promises, but we'll see. But just set your alarm clock for 2:00 anyways, because that is the time that is designated. That's 2:00 standard specific time. And it would be 5:00 Eastern time. Okay. So I definitely appreciate y'all spending y'all time with me today. Go ahead and donate as I put the links up there. Buy the books. If you already got the books, don't be greedy. Buy the books for other family members that you'll need it, or keep you an emergency copy. As many people I know have taken these books and put them in safes and locked them up. So you never know what's going to happen in the future. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, let me go ahead and get up out of here, and I'll see y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Peace.
Officer, you want to say you're going to lock me up for telling you my story? I told you.
Jack Diamond.
I remember when them lights start flashing, we threw our stash and we start dashing. But now I ask them in gentleman fashion, what's the issue? Hand them my license, they get excited, and they say it really is you. Can I get a picture and a signature for my wife and sister? I say sure, mister, never officer, because his office is miniature. Money miscellaneous, his life is miserable. When you ain't got no job, it's career criminal, where stacks is never minimal. This is the life that we chose. Heart grows cold, do time and go to the hole. Still shine wherever we go. Better to be known for being honorable than holding on chrome. Keeping my family safe at home, cause it's cold outside. Known by dragging eyes on both sides. There's mob and bow ties. Opposition always gonna get lies. Fuck your proposition, I'll never testify. This the art of surprise.
Jack Diamond.
A lot of underworld mechanics on God's green planet. Between cement and gaining a jacket. The dinosaurs are gigantic. The wild boards are attacking. The finest swords are attractive. Trying to find a place for a score to happen. Light feet don't give you enough weight for traction. I'm never clashing with the police. Yeah, they know me. This is order. We organize respectfully. Cause technically, my PI is on 5G. Don't be fucking with nobody that you're trying to see. Get in, be swimming amongst officials. Blind them with your diamonds, have your eyes as sharp as crystals. Put your heart in your pistol, making decisions on dark issues. Believe more than the mark within you, and still got court dates to tend to. I lead by example for my nephew, cause these are blessed moves, and it's best to leave those fools alone. They'll be standing in line, collect, calling on a payphone, begging for a loan.
You put your hands on me. What is your name? I asked y'all questions. I am
Jack Diamond.
Revolution or prostitution? The con artist, a professional that's signing on the Constitution. We hear the problems and provide solutions. My authorities respected, my nigga. There is no confusion. When there's collateral damage, I collect restitution. Inspect the test designed for losing. Them swines be cruising. So my movement is zigzag to ditch that bitch ass rip rap, get cash and stay away from the blue flash that says who that.
it stopped right there. Mama yells Christ's sake until she got white hair. At night, fiends got bright stares. We all live and learn that life ain't fair. Every bad boy gets a death row chair. Puff cigars and blow O's in the air. And the visual just like Smokey the Bear. Never scared when the dough is right there. Me and the gang's a tight pair. After the daydreams, here come the fucking nightmares. Jack Diamond. The grown and sexy way. Cat eyes when she's gonna play. I cast my line cause she's dead fine. She might roll her eyes at my punchline. I only get one time. Well, we gon' see what the lust find. With my shine, she gon' love mine. Like red wine at bedtime. Finger licking in the morning with the mammy's fixins. Entrepreneur living, this ain't no cotton picking. Make sensual decisions, her girlfriends think she tripping. She be Netflix chilling, concealing her feelings. She knows there's a thin line between the grown man and some bipping. But they impressed by her sundress, the whip she getting. This ain't no bullshitting. She gets to the point, chewing on edibles like her panties while I puff a joint. Likes to linger in the lingerie, the grown and sexy way. Cat eyes when she's gonna play. She likes to linger in her lingerie, the grown and sexy way. Cat eyes when she's gonna play. She likes to linger in her lingerie, the grown and sexy way. Cat eyes when she's gonna play. Long stairs behind shades under long hair. Umbrella in your lemonade while you in your lawn chair. Looking goddess made. Reminisce with mimosas about the harder days. So many degrees you treat them like cards to play. Prima donna, soccer mama, Indo J and Gabbana. Don't believe in no drama. Get freaky at the Cabana. J-Lo and her anaconda. She push her Porsche, of course, in a brand new Honda. For her stinky link. We'll call her Lady Pink with intuition. She ain't got to think. Loose lips make shit stink. Being broke make shit stink. Make you stop in your track and you won't blink. She ain't worried about your hollering, she just came for a drink. She likes to linger in her lingerie, the grown and sexy way. Cat eyes when she's gonna play. She likes to linger in her lingerie, the grown and sexy way. Cat eyes when she's gonna play. She likes to linger in her lingerie, the grown and sexy way. Cat eyes when she's gonna play. Yeah, this for all the grown women like to handle their motherfucking business. Don't be worried about that bullshit. Keep their name out that social media. Keep their bills straight. Keep their children fed. This one's for you.